A very good evening and welcome to UBC News tonight at exactly 10 p.m. with me, Sharon Kyomugisha. The government's efforts to end HIV and AIDS by 2030 is showing progress, with most persons living with HIV and AIDS rolled into ARV treatment. Mother-to-child transmission and new infections have decreased, while treating, testing and adherence to medication remains successful. Religious leaders have emphasized the need for parents to play an active role in instilling spiritual values in their children while having honest conversations about the realities of HIV and AIDS. As Ivan Kahwa reports, persons living with HIV and AIDS are calling for the operationalization of the AIDS Trust Fund to combat stigma and integrate government programs to support those that have been affected.
The commemoration of the World AIDS Day has been held in Wiyende district with a call to action by religious leaders to intensify efforts in addressing stigma against persons living with HIV. They emphasized parents having honest conversations with their children on spiritual values.
Parental guidance is essential to helping them make informed choices that protect their well-being. Let us embrace government programs such as UPE and USE to ensure our children enroll and remain in school.
Persons living with HIV call for the operationalization of the AIDS Trust Fund to address barriers hindering access to HIV/AIDS health services.
As a community, we are scared, we are aware of the dwindling funding towards HIV, but we are hopeful that government will take charge. Supporting access to government programs, facilitate and promote the inclusion of people living with and affected by HIV in government initiatives like the parish development model, EMIOGA, and other social and economic empowerment programs. Addressing livelihoods is a key component for positive living.
Data as of December 2023 shows that 9 million people were tested for HIV in Uganda, an increase from 6.8 million the previous year. Among those tested, 144,000 were diagnosed with HIV, and 95% of them were enrolled on treatment. New HIV infections have reduced by 45% from 68,000 in 2017 to 38,000 by December 2023.
It means within a period of 12 months, that's the number of people who became infected. Your Excellency, to highlight, 15,000 of these were young people between the age of 18 to 24. And we have 4,700 children between the ages 0 to 14.
The Presidential Fast Track Initiative, launched in 2017 to end HIV/AIDS as a public health threat by 2030, is making progress with positive outcomes in testing, treatment and adherence to medication. Prevention of mother-to-child transmission has also improved, with 4,700 babies born with HIV in 2023, a reduction from 5,900 the previous year.
It still shouldn't happen. We think that most of this happened because of stigma and discrimination at household and community level, but this can be reduced to zero as it's being observed in some health facilities. So, Your Excellency, here the issue is around the different leaders messaging about, the technologies and innovations available in the health facility and urging communities to use the services as much as possible.
Out of the 1.4 million people living with HIV in Uganda, about 1.3 million are on antiretroviral treatment.
Your Excellency, we've estimated that it costs about 700,000 Uganda shillings per year to maintain a patient on ARVs, including monitoring and testing. And I've spoken about the number of new infections, especially amongst young people. One of the reasons, sir, we see this is complacency amongst young people.
President Yoweri Museveni cautioned against prostitution, which contributes to the spread of HIV despite the availability of drugs.
So you people, please don't keep playing around with this problem. Yes, the drugs are there. The drugs are there to suppress the virus, but it is not eliminated. But the advantage we are looking for in suppressing the virus is that when it is very much suppressed, it doesn't spread so much.
He commended scientists for developing a new injectable medicine and pledged support to researchers working to develop a vaccine.
As we are still struggling with the Kauka, with the ARVs, with the Madagalagari war, our people have found the medicine which you take one pistol every 2 months. Instead of the every day empeke. So our people, I want to thank our scientists for really doing a good job.
The Global AIDS Report 2024 by UNAIDS reveals that 39.9 million people are living with HIV globally. In 2023 alone, 1.3 million people were infected, including 120,000 children. Ivan Kahwa, UBC News.
The First Lady and Minister for Education and Sports, Janet Kataham-Seveni, has emphasized the Interministerial Steering Forum that would provide valuable perspectives for hosting African Cup of Nations 2027 and African Nations Championship CHAN 2025. She was chairing the first interministerial meeting to prepare for Uganda's co-hosting of the African Cup of Nations 2027 and African Nations Championship 2025. The meeting aimed to ensure timely involvement of all relevant ministries, departments and agencies.
12 cabinet ministers and ministers of state, permanent secretaries and senior officials from government departments and agencies attended, alongside representatives from the Federation of Uganda Football Association and the AFCON 2027 log. They discussed Uganda's preparation requirements for hosting CHAN 2025 and AFCON 2027. Mrs. Janet Museveni emphasized that the Interministerial Steering Forum would provide valuable perspectives for successfully hosting both events.
But above all, I want to thank you and thank God for bringing you together to join hands with us at the Ministry of Education and Sports as government to lift the banner of our homeland as we co-host CHAN 2025 and later AFCON 2027, as you all know by now.
She highlighted that all participating ministries and agencies must include AFCON-related activities in their medium-term expenditure framework, given their distinctive roles in the preparations.
Our effective coordination as a government shall enable the local organizing committee for AFCON 2027 to fulfill its overall mandate. And this mandate is, in quotes, to plan, organize, and execute various aspects of ensuring successful co-hosting of the African Cup of Nations, AFCON 2027 tournament, including its curtain raiser event of CHAN 2025. As you can see, all these forms of participation require us to have very good coordination to ensure that this participation is in a safe manner for those involved, but also not at an unbearable inconvenience for other persons that are going about their other business in the country.
Key planning areas she identified include airport operations, traffic management within 1 kilometer of stadiums, and accommodation facilities in Kampala, Wakiso, Hoima, Masindi, Gulu and Lila districts, where event activities will take place.
Finally, Mama, there are a number of benefits that come with these competitions. One of them is the legacy sporting infrastructure in the country, in addition to the other infrastructure that will support the event. Because after this event, it means that it is possible for Uganda to host very many other sporting competitions, not only in football, but also in other sports disciplines. There's an improvement in our image, projecting the positivity index of Uganda. It's a source of forex, as many visitors will come into this country to spend their money and definitely this will be good for the country. Also, the mobilization and the feel-good effect to Ugandans, that sometimes amidst all our challenges, we have moments that bring Ugandans together to feel happy and enjoy their country. And finally, Mama, there are also employment and business opportunities at large.
Reporting for UBC, Baguma William.
Uganda is at risk of not achieving the goal of ending AIDS by 2030. According to the annual Joint AIDS Review report, although the infections have declined in the country, over 800 new infections in particular communities are registered every week. The Joint AIDS Review report 2024 shows that infections are higher among teenage girls and younger women.
Uganda's population of over 45 million has approximately 1.4 million people living with HIV, with the national prevalence standing at about 5.1%. The Joint AIDS Review Report 2024 shows that infections are higher among teenage girls and younger women.
National statistics speaks what is exactly happening on the ground. Even you look at the individual facility data, you realize that if, say, in a facility you diagnose 67 clients newly diagnosed with HIV and they have to be begun on treatment, you realize that either 35 to 40% of those who are diagnosed are in the age bracket between 15 to 24 years.
Some of these female engaged in sex trade reported to be a major contributor in the spread of HIV infections in Uganda. Their prevalence stands at 33%.
A man can come when he said, for me, I don't want condom. Like for me, you be when you're having kids at home and you cannot go back empty-handed. So you decided, I have 50, 100,000. And you say, let me go with the man. You go with the man sleep with you, with that the protection. So from there, that is how I can get that sickness.
Perhaps living in denial of being HIV positive and the fear of stigma and discrimination are some of the factors why people fail to declare their serostatus.
Do you even want to, hello, I'm HIV positive? They don't want it. Even though you whisper that I'm HIV positive, some they don't want to hear that. Yet they are positive, because now to me, I'm living freely with HIV, but I don't have AIDS. And I'm taking my medication well. I'm fine, I'm stable, my viral load is very okay, target not detected, I'm very okay.
But not everyone living with HIV is very okay. Sex workers under the organization Alliance of Women for Change believe HIV infection and prevalence are high among them because they are a marginalized group with less access to treatment.
But after the passing of the Anti-Homosexuality Act, we have also seen the sexual offences bill coming back on board, which specifically targets sex workers, their clients. We feel that all these kind of laws or policies have 100% affected and infringed on the rights, on access to services for the rights of sex workers, and feel that it's because of these laws that many people have actually chosen to go underground.
However, such people who feel marginalized and some who don't adhere to treatment are able to receive care services routinely. This is done through outreach programs by taking HIV and AIDS awareness services closer to communities. This approach by TASO has been a game changer where all clients are closely monitored.
We look for them. Sometimes we remind them. We have to call them. We have a system which is called pre-calling, meaning the whole of last week we were calling people to get ready for today. And you find them, some of them, because they are stable, they tend to forget. They are like normal, like any other person. Life has become normal for them, so that we tend to remind them. Kind of, some of them forget. And whenever they forget, we make a move, we have to follow them up.
Across the lakes, like Victoria, the fishing community is another hotspot for the spread of the disease. Their migration patterns in search for fish has limited access to HIV treatment and care.
They move place to place and they don't move with their partners and spouses. So in the long run, as they move to fish for livelihood, they are at risk because where they go, there are also women targeting them, especially the sex workers and other lifeless women.
The situation is not any better among the truck drivers across the country and beyond neighboring borders. According to Uganda AIDS Commission, the truckers are some of the vulnerable communities catching and spreading HIV.
The person who invests money into the sex work is the driver. And now the driver, most of the time, will determine the nature of the sex and how safe it is. Because there are always options. They will tell you if you want to have live sex, this is the amount. If you want to use a condom, this is the amount. So when I have my money, I'll determine the nature and the risk of the sex as well.
Although the good news is the number of new infections has decreased from 83,000 in 2010 to 38,000 in 2024, Uganda continues to face significant challenges.
When communities are mobilized and we increase awareness and we are able to convince the general public to understand and increase their risk perception, adopt a positive behavior at community level, and appreciate the value of treatment, of HIV testing and treatment, we can actually end AIDS by 2030, and then we can also reduce the number of infections and the number of deaths.
In more stories, the Catholic Church in the Diocese of Hoima has opened a new parish, St. Joseph Nkoko, in Kakumiro District in Bunyoro Sub-Region. The 53rd parish was consecrated by Bishop Vincent Chirabo of Hoima Catholic Diocese. The Prime Minister of Uganda, Robina Nabanja, was chief guest at the official opening of St. Joseph Catholic Parish in Nkoko, which is an ancestral home to the Prime Minister.
St. Joseph Catholic Parish in Nkoko, in the Diocese of Hoima, is now the 53rd parish of the diocese in Kakumiro District.
Nkoko ekisomesa kino ekya St. Joseph Catholic Parish Nkoko kyetongoire ku ruga kigo kya Bukuumi ekyazaire kikaro kino.
Nkoko is historical in the way that the area was evangelized by a catechist from Butambala in Buganda, Joseph Mangazi, in 1918.
Mbyafaayo nibyoleka ngu kikatandikwa omusomesa obayitaga Yosefu Manganzi ayatumirwe kuruga Butambala Buganda Butambala yagamba kangende Nkoko mbakolemu omulimo.
According to the bishop, Nkoko was well known as an area for witch doctors, but Joseph Mangazi worked tirelessly in preaching the gospel.
Ekabeina bafumu bangi baitu ati ninihira bahoiremu bagambire bakyarumu baitu bakeheri omusomesa ono yayegesa n'obumanzi ekigambo kya Ruhanga.
The Prime Minister of Uganda, Robina Nabanja, was the chief guest at the official opening of St. Joseph Catholic Parish in Nkoko, an ancestral home to the Prime Minister.
Akubanye katandika kusoma anu nuona somera P1 up to P7 kandi au nakoleo first grade yao ngoza kubacha okuramukya kurugo wekitinisa President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni abagonza muna abantu ba Mukama akimanyire tuli hanu tukukingura we ekigo kyaitu kya Nkoko kyamanywago ha mutero mungara ekerezia tugifunamu emiringo nyingi omwoyo abokuba singa tutalungamizibwa mu myoyo kusobola kusanga twazaala emiherya.
Bishop Kirabo appealed to the Christians of the new parish to put more emphasis on educating their children in order to realize development of the parish.
Mube moto parish mube bantu abarukukora, mube bantu abarukugonza amaka ganyu, mube bantu abarukugonza abana banyu, abana mubasomese mumanyire enjute yombe kwampagiemu. Leka itwena tubanze tukwatanize tukole omulimo gurugemu. Baitu Prime Minister nitumusiima muno obukonyezi bwona bwahaire ekikaro kino kurora nikikura.
The colorful ceremony was also attended by a woman member of Parliament of Kibale, Noelina Kisembo Basemera, and Reverend Father Joachim Kisacha Maria Atenyi is a new parish priest. The parish sits on 65 acres of land, but the challenge is that some of the titles on the land belongs to the Baganda absent landlords.
Our land titles is Ahanu. We shall get in touch so that we can have this problem solved.
The new parish is part of the Greater Bukumi Catholic Parish, the birthplace and the gateway of the Catholic faith in the entire region of southwestern Uganda. The history of the church indicates that at Bukumi, the word of God was first welcomed and later spread to other parts of western Uganda. Nkoko is also home to Saint Andrea Kawa, one of the Uganda martyrs.
The citizens of Uganda are urged to take care and comfort orphans for them to have a brighter future. The chairperson of the KCCA Central Councillor, Katawera Erieza Balwaine, says that orphans have equal rights with other children. He was launching a fundraising drive organized by Hatsma organization at Chitante Primary School.
When a child loses their parents, they face challenges of care and neglect. There are health issues that make vulnerable to disease. This has motivated volunteers to establish the AFCON organization to provide care and comfort to help orphans. KCCA chairperson Katawera Baraine called upon Ugandans to support orphans, which shapes their future.
Sometimes get reserved, they get stressed, and at the end of the day, they get some mental disorders. So it's really a big challenge, and it's actually a much bigger challenge than we know. However, we need to come together as family, friends, community, and the government, and try to address the challenges of these orphans as regards to mental health. We need to have empathy. We need to provide the love, the much needed love for these children, to show them that they are not alone, even when they lost their parents.
The founder of the AFCON organization shared their motivation for starting the initiative, stating,
"We are here because of orphans. We are discussing, or we are handling mental health of orphans. Mental health, many people ask, yes, there are so many mental health cases, but why orphans? We've come out because I myself am an orphan, so out of experience, because of what I've gone through, what I faced while growing up, and the impact or the I got because it was so bad. I've been fighting suicidal thoughts. I've been attempting to end my life several times. It affected me so badly. I got several mental disorders, which I've been battling, but I'm glad that I'm now better."
Various individuals and organizations at the event pledged their commitment to support orphans and helping them transition from a life of misery to one filled with hope and opportunity.
Even as a spiritual leaders, we need to lay the foundation. Any other help that comes needs to be built on the right foundation. And the right foundation is establishing to people who they are. The world cannot define them.
Don't trust anybody. So fear resides within you. Doubt resides within you. Worry resides within you. Even when you're faced with the hardest challenge, you're not sure whether you should talk about it.
The solution has to be communicated to these kids, these orphans, to understand that boy or boy, when your father and mother forsake you, when they're not present, the Lord will take you up.
Mike Bakabulindi compiled this report for UBC News.
And in more stories, the president of Rotary Club of Kampala Metropolitan, Marion Nakato Edruma, has urged the public or communities that are benefiting from support to empower other communities. Rotarian Marion revealed this during the Family Health Day at Butolo Health Center 3 in Kamengo Sub-County, Mpigi District.
Butoro Health Center 3, located in Butoro Parish, Kamengo, Mpigi District, is one of the government-owned hospitals serving the communities from far-to-reach areas. Rotarians have extended health services to underserved communities with free medical camp to Butoro Health Center 3. The in-charge of Butoro Health Center 3 in Kamengo, Fred Bachide, appealed to the communities to benefit from the free health services from Rotary Club of Kampala Metropolitan.
Rotary Club of Kampala Metropolitan has managed to give us an ultrasound scan that is updated with the recent technology. They have also managed to renovate our antenatal block and also built a structure which is a shelter. And today they have gone ahead to support the maternity department by delivering oxygen supply system for the neonates.
He also cautioned the communities against herbal remedies.
Government would put stringent measures on these freelance practicing herbalists because they keep patients back home when they are not on proper treatment.
The president, Rotary Club of Kampala Metropolitan, Marion Nakato Edruma, says as Rotarians, they will rebuild Butoro into a better community health facility.
By the time we started working here, the health center was struggling, but we've held a few interventions which have since improved the services that are being offered, and there's a lot of traffic. Right now, they do not have to refer people because we've since given them ultrasound scanner, which means that the pregnant ladies do not have to be referred to a bigger hospital for their scans to be carried out.
Some of the beneficiaries applauded the Rotary Club of Kampala Metropolitan for the free health services and hospital donation.
The situation was quite very bad, and people were lacking drugs, and we appreciate the Rotarians for what they have done for us.
The event included general medical services, dental services, reproductive health services, tree planting at the health center.
The emphasis is not on planting but also growing the trees. So we have a target of 9,000 trees. So a little along the way, we are so far at 700 trees. We hope, but this 9,000 is a span of 3 years. We hope within that time we'll have made up.
Story compiled by Kenneth Tanaba for UBC News.
To be a winner, you must have the discipline of a tiger. But when fueled with MTN Momo, winning is easy. Simply get your phone and use the Momo app or dial *165*3#, enter merchant code, enter amount, enter your Momo PIN, and pay. Congratulations! Your car is happy, and now you stand a chance to win mobile money with MTN Momo.
Kasita
The Uganda Presidential CEO Forum, UMA and Ministry of Trade are organizing the annual Business Community Dinner 2024 under the theme Connecting Minds, Creating Opportunities, happening on 4th December 2024 at UMA Showgrounds Multipurpose Hall. Come dine with industry leaders, innovators and game changers as you enjoy a sumptuous dinner, live music and thrilling performances. Be inspired by keynote speakers and award-winning entrepreneurs as you get a chance to network, build connections and take your business to the next level. Tickets available online and at the Casita office, plot 16B, Market Street, Royal Complex Building, 3rd floor, Suite 1. For sponsorship, partnership and corporate tables, please call 0752 590 122 and 0773 153 898. Or you can go to UMA for more information. Let's enjoy end of the year business dinner as we connect our minds together while creating opportunities. Sponsored by URA, Bank of Uganda, United Bank of Africa, DTB, Roofing, Plascon, Tembo Steel, Bakaima, Electro Commission and Grow Project.
Welcome back from that short commercial break. Now, an educationist, Mayanja George, has called on parents to prepare children rather than preparing for them. I beg your pardon. He emphasized that parenting children in religion enables them to become responsible and God-fearing citizens, thus a corrupt-free nation. Mayanja George made this call during the annual school musical concert at Masozi Nursery and Primary School in Bukasa.
During her address, the director of Masozi Nursery and Primary School in Bukasa, Florence Wakaka, highlighted the role of music and drama in building confidence among learners, preparing them for the future. She explained that music engages a child's brain, body and emotions.
Because things have been running smoothly, simultaneously, no missing class and no missing musical cultural activities. All these things are part of the curriculum. We cannot leave them behind.
The headmistress of Masozi Nursery and Primary School, Achom Esther, encouraged parents to actively involve children in their daily activities to instill strong values and a sense of responsibility.
We thank the parents for all the support that you have rendered to us. And on the same note, I also take this opportunity to thank the teachers for training these children. All the activities you have seen on stage, these were just only one term's activities.
Been here for school, but right now they are coming back home. So try to find activities to engage them, please.
Mayanja George, an educationist of Muza High School, highlighted the importance of such cultural concerts to inspire learners and open pathways to careers in music, dance, acting, and different cultures.
amanye kalicha ye kimuyambeko okukula nga amanyi nti kino kikolebwa ate kikolebwa bwekiti so tweweeyo okulaba nti abaana tubayigiriza ebyo byonna.
Such concerts highlight the importance of cultural identity. Parents should take their children to their home villages during holidays.
Now, investors in the private education subsector are asking government to consider exempting private education institutions from paying taxes for at least 3 years on their inception. The school director at Davos Nursery School of Mr. Egesa Ronald Buluma said that government should review the taxation policy.
A senior educationist, Egesa Ronald Buluma, has decried high operational costs for private schools, which has complicated operations. The high taxes imposed on private schools increases costs on school materials. He was addressing education stakeholders at Dabus Nursery School in Busia district.
Buluma Egesa Ronald, the director of the Bus Nursery and Primary School. You see, when you're operating a private entity is different from a government entity. Here you sponsor yourself, which needs things like, one, we have a problem of taxation. You just open and someone comes. Before even you make a year, there are those who come for taxation, NSSF, what. They would give us at least a tax holiday for 2-3 years to help us stabilize before they come for these things.
In 2006, government allowed private schools an income tax holiday, which was scrapped in the 2014-2015 budget to boost government revenue. The Busia District Education Officer, Harriet Mwesigwa, commended the school director and the management for instilling religious morals in their children.
Concerning the morals, the spiritual aspects, we have seen children demonstrating and practicing what they have been taught. We want to thank them. The issue of the psychomotor skill domain, it is where we are also putting emphasis. As when you look at the government policy, is for us to have students who are totally developed in terms of academics, discipline, and also psychomotor.
Life skills in holistic education are instrumental in preparing students for the 21st century job market.
I want to encourage the CEO to ensure that they start skilling these children at an early stage with these simple skills. For example, the bakery. We can have bakeries. These children can make their own mandazis, their own chapatis, their own pans, so that they learn, but also it is another project within a project of the school. But if these children can be given these simple skills, I believe this school is going to be another level.
The First Lady, Janet Museveni, has advised married couples to respect the pillar of marriage so as to nurture children, for future generations. The message was delivered by the Commissioner General, Uganda Revenue Authority, John Rujoki Musinguzi, at the launch of Grace Springs with Focus on Family, aiming at ending family violence initiative at African Bible University in Lubowa.
The Grace Springs on Family Focus has launched an initiative that targets having peaceful families in Uganda. It calls upon parents to nurture children to make future leaders. The Commissioner General, Uganda Revenue Authority, John Mukisinguzi, represented the First Lady, also the Minister for Education and Sports, Janet Museveni, at the launch. Janet advised parents to nurture children in faith.
Foundation for character, the nurturing of values and beliefs, shape in the safe setting of a family. When families thrive and prosper, communities flourish, or on the other hand, when families are broken, the ripple effect is felt in every sphere of society.
The First Lady also is concerned over the increasing family violence, that's calling upon religious leaders to preach values that cherish marriage values.
Uganda's extremely youthful population, with more than half of our people under the age of 17, compounds this state of affairs. Therefore, as we gather here today, I call upon religious institutions across the nation to take a special interest in the welfare of the family and in the well-being of the young people in the spheres of influence.
The founding director, Grace Springs Focus on Families, Dora Chivenge, highlights key principles of the initiative.
This wave of divorces and separation, because we believe that it impacts negatively on our nation. Our logo reads that restoring the nation, one family at a time. We believe that the more we save our families from breaking, the more our nations will grow strong.
The CEO focus on Family Africa, Grammy Chanel, mentions the major causes of family violence in Africa.
Felt like if they had paid the bride price for their wife, that there was almost an ownership, and that was understood by a good percentage of both men and women. And so there was almost this, well, I have a right to you as my property.
The country was being devastated during the AIDS pandemic, and millions of children and youth dying. And we were able to partner in Uganda at that time to be able to just support the efforts of fidelity and of abstinence.
Justice Mike Chibita says despite the type of marriage, couples must respect marriage vows.
Reaffirm that we are God-fearing, because we are Christians, and that we are law-abiding. That's why we are talking about God.
Parents have been urged to watch over their children during the holiday and festive season to protect them from vices, morals that ruin their future. This was the message by the Supervisor for Education Services in Lubaga Division, Florence Tushabire, and Kampala City Grammar Nursery Day and Boarding Primary School at the 2020 academic year closing ceremony.
Ministry of Education and Sports introduced a physical education program to help pupils participate in sports and other co-curricular activities, purposely to help them have a good health and balance between classwork and develop their talents. Most schools, including Kampala City Grammar Nursery Day and Boarding Primary School Mutundre, have prepared their learners according to government policy.
We are happy as educationists and the supervisors to see that in such a short time they can be able to stage something wonderful like this.
The learners showcased in music, dance, drama, acting and creativity. Lubaga Division KCCA Education Services Supervisor Florence Tushabire Muhomuza said the program helps learners to gain confidence.
It is highly believed that through such activities, learners actually learn better. It is not about dictation, it is not about lecture method, but through play, they learn better, they learn more, they are innovative, they are creative. As you have seen of methodology, where learners are given a chance to explore. Through this, they're exploring a lot about the environment, about their surroundings, and the rest.
At the same event, the school promoted the top class children.
We normally call them the pre-primary class. So they are graduating today, and as they graduate, we are also winding up this academic year. The whole school is going to close.
The senior educationist Francis Senabulia urged the parents to monitor their children during the holidays.
I'd like to urge the parents to take good care of these children. They should assign them some work. They should be able to do quite a lot of housework at home. They should not keep stuck on TV. TV is a very addictive device in the home. And if parents are not very careful, you may find that the children can get glued on their TVs without doing any work. So
I'm Ivan Juko for UBC.
Namungona Area Councillor in Rubaga Division, Semaganda Ronald, has urged parents to prepare for their children's future. Speaking at Perusia Nursery and Primary School in Nabulagala, Semaganda urged parents to lay a solid foundation for their children's education.
Learners showcase talents through captivating performances in singing, poems, and dances. Councillor of Namungona, Semanda Ronald, emphasized the importance of parental involvement in preparing children for a better future.
So,
a senior educationalist, Kwamurabaga Borin, tipped parents on children's safety during holidays. Some learners shared their learning experiences and aspirations.
Like they learn how to make tomatoes, sell flowers, making soap.
Stakeholders in the education sector, including parents and teachers, have been advised to embrace skilling to ease redundancy now and unemployment in the future.
Children get their longest holiday, during which skilling projects have been advised. This was during the end of year gala at Disney Junior and Daycare Center in Natete.
We request the parents to really support these little ones because we know talents are developed, talents can be tapped. So we have already tapped them and we have developed some talents for these young generation. So please parents, we urge you to support our little generation.
The administrators here appreciate government's efforts towards this skilling project but request for sterner measures to ensure the public embraces it. Parents have also been advised to arm their children, especially girls with life skills, on how to protect and guard themselves. John Barnes Centermore with this report.
Because the government
In our business stories, grasshoppers are some of the insects eaten by people from different parts of the world. In Uganda, grasshoppers benefit people in nutrition and income as traders generate income to improve livelihood. Grasshopper traders have formed Basenene to Kolera Wamu Association on the trade with offices of Katwe, a Kampala suburb.
Grasshopper traders have formed Basenene to Kolera Wamu Association, chaired by Katende Kamadi, who advocated for tree planting to increase on the number of grasshoppers harvested because the environment determines the number of grasshoppers.
Kubiriza bannayuganda mwonna gye muli mugezeeko okusimba emiti tukome obutonde bw'ensi tusobole okufuna enseenene ze tukola ki ze twetaaga eri bannayuganda bonna.
Grasshopper traders say there are benefits and opportunities in grasshoppers and appeal to the electricity providers UMEME to ensure a steady power supply.
Yenga tusaba kimu kyokka abasuubuzi baffe bajje batandika okwekolera ku ssente. Eno enseenene yaba mufuna mpola era y'abantu ba wansi. Olina okujja n'onoonyeza abaana b'ekyokulya tobeera eyo. Kulembera eno gye tuliko kati yakwejja mu nvubo. Bakama baffe bali mu bya UMEME batukendeerezeeko bategeere nti naffe eno waliyo abawejjere.
Nga mu kyo tulina ebintu ebisoomooza bingi eri bannayuganda ng'okuba nti ebintu biri expensive nnyo, amataala, amabaati, gattako byonna ebikozesebwa mu nseenene okutwaliza awamu. Naye nga zo ne price esobola okuba ng'erinnya kati nga bw'olaba akaseera kano nti kati lwodde ekisaawe kikalu era abasuubuzi bonna tewaliwo nseenene ziriwo era bwe ziba zijja zisobola okuba mu kabeeyi mu kitundu kizo gw'emitwalo nga 7 kati oba 5.
They also appeal to Kampala Capital City Authority KCCA to ease restrictions on traders and vendors in the city too.
Saba council na yetu manye nti waliyo abantu ababonaabona mu nsi yaabwe abeewola obusente obw'amagoba nga bw'omukimanyi nti abamanene bateekamu amagoba amangi.
Grasshoppers are harvested twice a year, with the peak seasons being April to May and November to December.
The Brand Ambassador East Africa Brand Quality Awards, Patrick Nsubuga, has emphasized the critical role of quality assurance and international market access for local manufacturers and service providers. Nsubuga highlighted this at the East African Brand Quality Awards ceremony and highlighted the initiative's role of elevating East African brands to global standards and facilitate their entry into international markets.
Manufacturers from Uganda, Kenya, Rwanda and beyond will benefit from the East Africa Brand Quality Awards for products to gain international recognition. The Brand Ambassador, East Africa Brand Quality Awards, Patrick Nsubuga, stressed the importance of obtaining certifications, particularly in the food and beverage sector, to enhance marketability.
This is a platform that is going to support you manufacturers and service providers have ready market, both on an international and local market. Remember that most of manufacturers we have here, you're basing on domestic market. The reason as to why we've come together as ALCONEXT and other partners like the Global Council for the Promotion of International Trade, Halal Research Council, ALCONEXT, and other organizations is to support you manufacturers have ready market for your products. For example, when you look at the Investors Hub, we are going to have a portal. We have a portal whereby we are connecting you manufacturers with other distributors in other countries.
He called for collaborations with regulatory bodies and quality assurance organizations for accessibility.
Improving our people, products, and the planet is one that reflects the unit that you need to change as we face an increasingly competitive global market.
He highlighted the 1000 Africa Brand Quality Awards, which will hold its second edition in Zambia. Nsubuga introduced the CEO of ALCONEXT, highlighting on ALCONEXT's mission to connect exceptional brands with reliable distributors worldwide. In this year's awards, over 100 brands were recognized for excellency. Notable winners included Indomie, awarded for the best product in its category, and Bethan Hospital in the healthcare sector.
Thank you, Uganda, for the East African Quality Brand Awards. Again, it goes to Indomie, and just like the last week we had gotten the other People's Choice Award, it wasn't us, the people had chosen Indomie because of the main three things that I always talk about. One is quality, and then affordability and availability. Crown it all, Indomie has done this with so much of consistency. So that is what the Ugandans have really loved about the product, the brand, because of the three we have talked about.
I am a nurse manager at Bethany Women and Family Hospital, and we specialize in fertility services and women health issues, that is gynecology, maternity, antenatal, pediatrics, laparoscopy surgeries, and all the other health issues. Yes, we attribute our winning tonight to the quality of services that we provide to our clients, because there has been a link. Our clients have voted us well-wishers and the people who know our brand because they have tested our services, and we believe we are winning because of the services, the quality and the best services that we provide to our clients.
These accolades reflect the commitment to quality innovation. So that Kaye and Vubia Joel, UBC News.
The Robotics Championship has showcased the potential of young minds to solve real-world problems through science, technology, engineering and mathematics. The initiative nurtures young Ugandan scientists and innovators through early STEM education using Legos and robotics. Take a look.
This championship tests children from various schools on their confidence, creativity, and problem-solving skills. The competition allows students to present projects tackling diverse challenges, including agriculture, environmental issues, and engineering technologies.
Let's try and see how then we begin a conversation with the government schools, because our intention has a higher purpose to ensure that every child is on this program. Countries that have developed embrace these programs at an early age. And in Uganda, this is not what has been happening. And so therefore, to say that we keep only in the schools is not something that makes us very comfortable.
The ultimate goal is to foster a love for science and technology among young leaders.
I have seen children as young as 4 years presenting projects that solve problems in Kampala. The child was clearly articulate about problems in Kampala, and she built a robot around it, especially garbage collection.
The children have been learning, coding, programming, collaborating to reach this far. And for 8 years now, we've been running this program in our schools around Kampala, and we have rolled out to the Western region. You can see we have Utare School today, we have Soroti Secondary School today, we have children from Fort Portal.
Outstanding teams from the championship will advance to the VEX Robotics World Championship in the United States next year.
We made a robot, an automated irrigation robot. This robot also has an app. It is connected to an app. This app is connected to a certain camera on the robot. The robot takes images of the plants, whether they have pests or disease.
Participation in the program is open to all interested students. Sudat Kaye, UBC News.
And lastly, in our sports stories, the Uganda Swimming Coaches Association has embarked on capacity building clinics that help the coaches prepare swimmers for competitions. Take a look.
The fourth edition of the stroke clinic held at La Grande Hotel focused on the butterfly swimming stroke, known as the hardest stroke in swimming. The General Secretary, Uganda Swimming Coaches Association, Coach J.K. Kabogoza, also the facilitator of this particular clinic, shares what the clinic taught the coaches.
So we've held so far 4 clinics, and today it's the butterfly clinic. Previously we had freestyle. We started with freestyle, then did backstroke, then did breaststroke, and we are winding it up with butterfly, which is the most challenging stroke. And I'm glad that so many coaches, I'm speaking on behalf of WUSCA, we're glad that so many coaches have come out to attend this from different parts of Uganda, not just Kampala. We would like to speak the same language while teaching the children, and that's the goal of these clinics. We've also had the opportunity to do a practical session in the pool, and this has been led by the coaches themselves. It's been a pleasure to see them in the pool, to try out the drills that they'll be teaching the children, and everything has gone on so well.
We received about 60 coaches turn up for these clinics, and the information that they've gathered or they've learned from these clinics is that they are able to go and deliver and teach while teaching. It was quite important for us to differentiate between teaching and coaching, because some of our athletes are some of our coaches are either teaching or coaching. So delivery, how do you deliver? If you are teaching, how do you teach? What language do you use? And if you're coaching, because we always get to mix up those two.
The participants testify of the benefits.
The entire stroke has been analyzed from toes to the head. It has been really resourceful. We have learned the details of arm movement, how arms break out of the water, then the entry, how the wave is generated.
They have given us many drills and they have given us many collective technicalities. For example, today I've learned that in butterfly, the best way to recover is to put your pinky finger out of the water before.
It can be hard for you to teach someone how to flip turn. I'm giving an example. But then another coach will come and share to you and they tell you, no, I tell my kids this. And you find it very, very easy. And it takes you a short time to teach someone.
This edition of the stroke clinic was also attended by the UOC president, Dr. Don Rukari.
And these clinics help us empower the coaches to learn the basics at an early age,
and be able to impart these skills to the young swimmers, which then builds the best. So we commend USCA for these clinics, and we fully support them, and we hope that the coaches that have seen in here today will apply this knowledge when they go back to their clubs, to their schools, and we look forward to the level of swimming improving in the country. So kudos to USCA, and we look forward to the outcome and results of this very important clinic.
The Butterfly Clinic was crowned with swimming and merrymaking. Grace Joyce Kyomugisha, UBC News.
That's all we had for you tonight. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Sharon Kyomugisha. Have a lovely night.